What's up folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking back at this 2012 VW Polo that we've been currently doing over the past few weeks. I have been away for a little while, so I owe you an apology for that one. But certain things in life just come up with kids and etc. and unexpected stuff in life. So we just, run with the throws and the punches, really, don't we? So we're now going to get back onto this VW Polo. Over the last 3 weeks that we were not filming, we did go ahead, diagnose the engine as being completely and utterly trashed. We found 8 bent inlet valves. The cam lobes on the cam were, shall we say, had a heavy beating. The rocker arms were all falling out of the head. It was a complete mess, and the cam was gouged to hell. And I'll show you guys just the extent of the damage and stuff like that. So this car didn't just kind of stop, if you know what I mean. It sort of made a pretty distinctive amount of noise. But anyway, nonetheless, because we managed to get a BME engine, which is for, I think it's 2005 to 2009. The engine in this is a CP something or another, and I was told it wouldn't fit. So I rang a couple of people that I kind of know that was in the trade on engines and stuff, and he said basically the bare bones of the engine will be correct for this application. So if you have a CP whatever 2012 to 2016 Volkswagen Polo and you're looking for an engine, have a look up the BME engine and you'll see that they're very similar straight off. The only thing I found different on this application was the oil temperature and oil level sensor that goes in the cam case wasn't on the BME engine. So we had to change the timing chain anyway, put the new timing chain on, because I wasn't going to put it in without a new timing chain and everything else. And you're going to say, well, what about the clutch? Well, the clutch that was in this current vehicle with the flywheel didn't appear to be all that bad. So we've just kind of put that back on. I know it's kind of like one of them, but well, I would agree with you, but at the end of the day, this is a budget build. And all the projects that we have on the channel are a budget build. Because at the end of the day, if we're just going to throw new parts in it and everything else, we might as well just scrap the car and, gone and bought a new one. Because, it'd far outlay the car and everything else. So at the end of the day, that's where we're at really with it. So fingers crossed, folks, that this video hopefully will be the last one of the actual engine, and then we can get on polishing the car, detailing and all that wonderful stuff, and hopefully we'll have it running and driving by the end of this episode. So stay tuned. And kind of a little update on the channel, what we're doing in the future. I think we do have a Renault Master for them ones that like the Renault Master videos as well. We've got a video on that to come up as well. So yeah, let's dive into this 2012 Polo, get you guys caught up, and hopefully let's get this thing running by the end of this episode. Right folks, so as you can see, here you got the old cylinder head, and a lot of the rockers that sit on top of the hydraulic tappets here on this side had all fallen off and fell down inside the top of the head. And if I turn this over, look, and just show you guys the extent of the damage, as you can see, these valves are stuck well and truly open. There is actually a couple, I think, of exhausts that were bent, And as you can see, it's hard pressed up against the head. On this one, look, as you can see, it's got some quite heavy smacks. I know what you're probably thinking, well, why don't you just put another cylinder head on? But a lot of these Volkswagens, the valve stem guides inside the head, they're usually quite weak. So, and they can distort really easy, and I just didn't want to take this chance, warrantize anything, or, all that good stuff. So, anyway, I'll bring you over to the main reason why we got rid of this actual engine. So I'll stand them up, and as you can see, some really big, heavy impacts where it's actually broken the piston. And I can't really turn it over right now, but if you focus in just here where my finger is, if it'll focus, that is where the valve has hit the sidewall of the engine. And as you can see, it's right on top of the top compression ring, on top of the piston. Now, my biggest worry was if over a period of time, that's eating into the piston rings, we could be back to square one, putting another engine in it anyway. So I went straight off, look, as you can see just here, look, there's another one. So straight away I was just like, nope, let's just scrap this and be done with it. And then that way we can move on to bigger and better things. So folks, that's the engine and the cylinder head for you. Quite messy, quite beat up, but hey, it is what it is. And we move onwards and upwards. Right folks, so here we have it, the BME engine. Now I've gone ahead, and after we got the new engine, and the first thing I done was stripped all the auxiliaries off of the engine, the flywheel, the clutches, all the sensors. I took them all out straight away, and I swapped over every single sensor from the original engine into this engine. And the reason for that is simply I've done engine swaps in the past, and the crank position sensor and the cam sensors, there's an incoherence and they're not communicating. They think there's out of balance and time and all the rest of it, and it's actually been down to the flywheel nonetheless. So as we scooch on over to the captain side of the vehicle, down there is a oil temperature sensor. We've got to put that back in and get that bolted up. But this is the chain cover from the old engine. Obviously we've cleaned it all out, brake cleaned it, and made sure that it was metal free inside. So yeah, there's our air conditioning. Alternator needs to go back on, and we're pretty much ready there folks, just to turn the key and hopefully cross our fingers this is going to be the last blooming video on this dang Polo engine, because quite frankly it's starting to wear a bit thin, even on me. And we've put the ECU back in its home, but yeah, like I say, we're getting there. Obviously battery and that was all disconnected while we've done the engine swap, but yeah, let's get the alternator on, let's get all the bolt buttoned up, let's get the auxiliary belt on, torque up the bottom crankshaft pulley dampener, which is 90 newtons of torque plus 90 degrees if you have forgotten that. So yes, let's get on, get the alternator on, and I'll show you guys what we'll look like once we've got the alternator and the aircon on for you. Right folks, what a pain in the dairy that was. So your aircon pump consists of 3 bolts. One that's just underneath this, one that's just here, and one that's down the bottom there. These 2 are the most easiest ones to get into. Behind this one you have the really long bolt, if you can't remember how to do it, and that has to go through a spacer between the aircon and the block. And I have to say guys, that is fiddly as, especially when the car's on the ground like this. And it was quite a bit of hard work. But anyway, we got it knocked out. We're just going to get on and do the alternator now, and you know, edging forward and more forward towards getting it knocked out. So I'll bring you back along once we get a bit more done. Right folks, so as you can see, we're fully put back together, all but the coils. We're going to crank the engine over to ensure that we've got oil pressure and oils are all in the right places and the tensioner's working. And hopefully we're going to hear compression this time, not a no compression engine. And so what we're going to do is just going to say go ahead and see if we've got some oil pressure.
5, 4, 3, 2, bang!
It's gone out, has it? When it goes out, let us know. Okay, I'll stop then, and we'll put these coil leads in and beep, beep, beep. So, yeah. So you guys here on the channel are going to see this firsthand, whether we've done something right or whether we've screwed it up. So push them down, connect that up. Right, go ahead. Let's stand back in case it blows up. Get ready to turn it off if anything goes clatter clatter. First starter. Whoa, she's noisy. Oh, shut them down. The auxiliary belt's walked off.
The oil pressure light come back on.
Did it? Yeah, it's not good. Right, so looks like we have a few breaks here, folks. So we'll, yeah, get back to it in a minute. Right, folks. So after a period of time, we've had the engine running. We've topped the system up with water coolant. So we've got a really, really good base for this Polo now. The engine is kind of calmed down. We've still got a bit of a blow, which sounds like it's from the downpipe going back towards the back of the car and the flexi. But other than that, the car seems to drive pretty alright, obviously on a private road. But yeah, generally and overall, it starts up first time and everything else. Heating's working and it starts really quick. We've got to sort of work out why we got all these lights that are coming up. When you do this, you see all the different lights that come on. So I think we kind of got a bad earth in here somewhere. But yeah, generally and overall, I'm really happy with the way this has come out and the BME engine and that. So yeah, it works really well. It sounds really good, obviously apart from the blowing exhaust. But you know, we have never had this car running, so we wouldn't know, but we're there. So if I can get you guys just to hit the subscribe and like button, that would be fantastic. And that just relates to me that you like us and this is the sort of stuff that you like. But overall, yeah, we are getting there with it. So as I say always, much love from me. Peace out.